Alright, good morning, everyone. Usually I don't come out and share anything about my personal life because there's so many haters and assholes out here and just rude, mean people. And I don't know, something's just telling me to come out here and tell y'all my story, okay? Don't pay attention to the way I look. None of my clothes fit, nothing, okay? I just woke up. I have been battling with some emotions, and I've been going through some changes because of my spirituality, and probably, of course, because of my age also. There was an incident that happened a week ago, and I don't know how to sum this up real quick. I live next door to some weird people, okay? I know you ain't supposed to judge people, okay? But we're just gonna say some people that live a way different lifestyle than most of us do. Let's see. Okay. Bottom line is, my neighbor lady, she's crazy. And her husband is like 80 years old. She's 58. She's 10 years older than me. So she's 58 and her husband's 80. He's an over-the-road truck driver. She's crazy. She's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Mental illness is real, people, and I'm dead serious. Mental illness is real, and I'm not trying to joke about it. She's always battled with something. Okay, she's always been a strange individual. I've lived next door to them for 17 years. Her 15. She's been there for 15. He's been there since the house was built. But I have only lived next door to him for like 17 years. So her husband hadn't heard from her in 2 days. She's famous for breaking her phone. Going, having an episode, a mental illness episode, and breaking her phone. And she used to have 2 dogs, and she's there by herself all the time. So I know that plays a part on your mental illness. Plus, she doesn't have the dogs to keep her company. So, you know, and I've been praying for her, and I've been really worried about her because it scares me a lot. Because sometimes if I hear a gunshot or something, like from a distance or whatever, it's always in the back of my head that it's her. Because she's tried to commit suicide multiple times. So my anxiety stays up a lot because of her, and takes a lot of my energy. So because of the person that I am, I wanted to do something for her. And my sister has this dog. It's a very beautiful dog that she found. It's a very sweet, loving, just good-natured baby. If my baby wouldn't have a problem with her, I would have kept her. That's how beautiful this dog is and how sweet she is. So me and my sister and my nephew were taking a dog next door. The neighbor's husband asked if we would go check on her because he hadn't heard from her in 2 days, and I hadn't seen her out and about in 2 days. So I was like, yeah, sure, when my sister gets here with a dog, you know, we'll go over there because I wanted to give her a dog. And instead of showing her a picture where she could just say, no, you know, because I know her craziness. So I figured, you know, if she saw the dog, because the dog's so cute, if she saw the dog, she'd be like, oh, you know, and seeing how well-natured it was, I figured, you know, she'd be more inclined to want the dog. So we go over there, and I get up to her door, and the house is pitch black. That's not normal. So I'm like, that's weird. So I start knocking on the door, and I'm like, Wendy, Wendy, honey, I need you to answer the door. It's Christy. I'm over here to check on you, make sure you're okay. Didn't hear nothing. Didn't even hear, like, movement. And I'm like, Wendy, I know you're in there. I can hear you. Honey, are you okay? Do you need help? She's babbling on, and I'm like, Wendy, open the door. Come on. Do you need help, you know? Open the door, you know? About 5 minutes later, okay, after you hear him run, 5 minutes later, she opens the door. The house is pitch black, and I'm like, I look down on the ground. Wendy's laying on the ground, like this. I need help. I'm like, oh my God, Wendy, are you okay? And she's like, no, I need help. Her house is burning up. Okay, it's 70 degrees outside because we had a nice night here. So it was hot outside. It was warm, not cold at all. So I'm trying to run around to try to find a light, turn on a light because the house is pitch black. And I'm pulling the string on the ceiling fan. I can't get the light to come on. So my sister pulls out her phone. And she's trying to turn on her light, and she's trying to shine the light, and she's like, oh my God, you know, because my neighbor's laying on the ground, and like, I'm barely moving, and I'm like, Wendy, oh my God, and I'm like, I'm here to help you, and I went to pick her up, and I swear to God, as soon as I touched her, she flies across her, army crawl on her arms, all contorted, talking about, close the fucking door, I'm fucking freezing, it's cold. And I'm like, oh my God. And it's like, I'm like in a horror movie. I'm like, oh my God. Wendy, what's going on? Like, oh my God. Next thing I know, this bitch is up off the ground, jumped in her chair, had her gun pointed, cocked, talking about, shut the fucking door, I'm freezing, I'll shoot you, shut my door. She didn't say, get out of my house. She didn't say anything like that. Bitch wanted me to shut the door. You crazy bitch. I ain't shutting the door. And I ain't staying on the inside of this bitch for shit. My sister, not even knowing, realizing what's going on, my sister stands in front of me as this bitch is pointing a gun at us. And I'm like, I'm in front of my nephew, even though he's 6'5". I'm in front of my nephew talking about, go, she got a gun. And he's like, what? He's got the dog. And he's like, come on. He's trying to get the dog out. My sister's like, what? And I'm like, come on. And I told her, I said, you're fucking crazy. I said, bitch, I'm calling the cops on you. I come over here to check on you, and you gonna act like that. Boy, I slammed her door. And I went home, and I called the cops, man. I told them, look, this bitch is mental. She needs some help. She pulled a gun out on me, and blah, blah, blah. So they come over, and they're trying to talk to her. This bitch, she's just fine. Talking about, oh, it was a misunderstanding. And I'm trying to tell them guys, I'm like, she'll shoot you. You better get the fuck away from her. I've been crazy. Sure enough, she went to head with the police, slammed the door in their face. They was trying to get her to come outside so they can take her to a mental hospital because they done talked to her husband. They ended up leaving because they was in fear for themselves. Did you hear what I just said? The police ended up leaving because they was in fear for themselves. Now, it is your job as a law officer to protect and do your job. There's a crazy lady wielding a gun at her neighbors. When she answered the door, she answered the door and let us in. The bitch was collapsed on the floor begging for help. Then all of a sudden, she up aiming a gun at me. And I told the police officer she's got a history of mental illness, that she's tried to commit suicide more than once, that she is a danger to herself and others. And they left and ain't done shit about it. Not a damn thing. And her husband, nor her, has come over about, she better stay away from me. I done let her know. I done let that bitch know through yelling, don't come near me and stay away from my dog. Period. That was demonic. I don't deal with demonic. I don't deal with toxic. So I don't know why people think that I am a certain way when I am not. Because whoever I used to be, that bitch is dead. She don't exist no more. But I'm telling you what, mental illness is real. And what that lady did to me was trigger something in me. That trauma triggered a deeper trauma that laid inside of me. And I decided to tell somebody how I felt about some things as I was growing up, and how I was done as a child and how I get done as an adult. Do you know that I am the bad guy once again? And do you know that apparently I over-dramatize things with my neighbor? Had it been your other daughter, you would not have doubted her any way, shape, or form. And you would have handled things a hell of a lot more motherly than you did with me. Just saying. Am I crazy? Do I suffer from mental illness? I suffer from lots of trauma. I am not bipolar. I am not a schizo. I am not clinically depressed. I am, as far as the medical field was a few years ago, I was fine. I'm still fine. I'm a better person than I have ever been. Now, my thought process is totally different. My heart is totally different. And I did not overreact to what happened to me and my sister and my nephew, because there was 2 other people there that witnessed the exact same thing that I did, and tells the story the exact same way that I do, but yet I over-dramatize things. You know what? That day of her pulling a gun on me, I wasn't scared to die. I was more worried about my sister and my nephew. But what happened that day was my life unfolded in front of me. Not because I was knocking on death's door. Things happen for a reason. Okay? Everything happens for a reason. And because of that incident and that trauma that opened up inside of me, it made me stop and think about a lot of things, and how a lot of people have treated me, and how people don't own up to their own damn actions, but they always want me to eat that big heaping shit off that shit spoon that they stir in that shit pot. Nah, it's time you take a bite of that shit too. No. I'm here to tell you people, mental illness is real, and it does affect a lot of people, okay? A lot of people. But I am also going to say, stand up for what you believe in. Stand up for yourself. Most importantly, please stand up for yourself. And always know that you are always loved, you are always special, always. No matter what anybody tells you or how they make you feel, don't let them do that to you. Don't let them tear you down. Just don't. Some people do things not out of the kindness of their heart, but out of the delusional mindset of a, I don't even know what word to use for it, but my dad's mad at me because I went off on my stepmom. Because I told her how I felt about some shit. My stepmom's the one that doesn't believe that it happened like that. She believes I'm being over dramatic. All I'm gonna say is you, as a mother, a stepmother, you're supposed to believe your child. And when you seen the state that I was in, the emotional distress that I was enduring, and you acted like it was not a big deal, that fucking hurt. That hurt a lot. So if I hurt your feelings by the words that I told you because of the truth, that's not my problem. Do you understand? It's all about my mental health, my well-being, because nobody has thought about me when I was growing up. Nobody. So if my family doesn't like the way I turned out, maybe you guys should stop and think, damn, what could we have done to make her life a little bit better? What could we have done to make her feel like she mattered? What could we have done to be better fucking parents? What could you have done? Actually raised me, mothered me, paid attention to me, worry about my well-being. And not only that, but I was a special type of child because I have an eye disease. An eye disease that cannot be fixed. Glasses do not help. Surgery does not help. We don't even know. The doctors don't even know if I'm going to go blind. They don't know. My eyes may be at its worst. They may get worse. We don't know. But I'm handicapped. I'm disabled. I am limited to the things that I can do for myself. And sometimes I need to go to the damn doctor. Sometimes I need to go to the damn grocery store. I need a ride to places. I'm sorry. The fuck? But it is what it is. I know. I'm a grown-ass woman. Why are you crying about it? Hey, grown-ass women, we have issues too. You know, because once upon a time, I was a little girl. A very neglected little girl. By both sides of her family. One's no better than the other. I don't know why you guys sit and throw poo at each other. What, because one was present and one wasn't? Well, I mean, was you really present? It just means I was around you. It doesn't mean you was there all the time. Doesn't mean that I got the proper upbringing that a child's supposed to have. Especially one with a handicap and a disability. Yeah. So, put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it. Okay? Won't you think about that when you're drinking that beer? Won't you think about that? Huh? I got a lot of things to say. It is what it is. I get treated the way I get treated. And I still keep going. I didn't have a mom. I didn't get mothered the way a child's supposed to be mothered by a mother. Okay? So, there you go. There's just some more shit to try to destroy me with. It ain't gonna happen. Look, it's not gonna happen. My family can't destroy me. Y'all can't destroy me. I got God on my side, baby. That's all I need. And Chad.